All right, welcome back. We're going to talk a little bit about nerves and muscles today, a little bit about the differences of them. There are some similarities, what's going on. A lot of people, unfortunately, come in here thinking that they just have a muscle problem, and I wish that was the case. And something to kind of differentiate between whether it is a muscle problem or whether it is a nerve problem or a soft tissue issue, right? Might be the fact that, hey, did it go away in about 3 to 4 weeks? If the answer is no, then it probably isn't a soft tissue injury or a muscle problem, right? So there is that. And then also, does the pain radiate? Does it throb? Does it keep you up at night? You know, those things typically aren't soft tissue injuries. So just kind of keep that in mind. Taking care of this sooner than later is always the best bet. I mean, even if it was just simple soft tissue injury, you know, obviously time is of the essence. So, you know, what we have here is a little bit of a anatomy demonstration here. We got a little bit of the vertebra here. There's the back side of it, and there's the spine. There you got the nerve inside, and unfortunately sometimes people end up with inflammation around the nerve root. I just had that this last week. This might bulge a little bit, cause a lot of inflammation. That causes the nerve to actually become impinged upon. Not really cut off all the way, you don't have like a pinched nerve, but definitely enough to cause a lot of pain, right? And even pain going all the way down the leg, causing toes to even go numb, right? So the problem is that there's only so much limited space in here, and it's not just a nerve in there. There's also arteries, veins, lymphatic system. There's also the fat that's also inside this little hole here. That's where the nerves exit out. So it's important that, you know, if you do have inflammation in there, that we clear it out as soon as possible. We try and control it with ice and stem and ultrasound and all sorts of, you know, different therapies. You know, obviously, you know, medically speaking, they can do cortisone shots or muscle relaxers and that kind of stuff, ibuprofen to kind of clear that out. The main thing is just try and get the inflammation off of that nerve as soon as possible. The problem is that once the nerve does become a little bit compromised, is that you end up with a muscle problem and vice versa. What happens is the disc and the joints lock up and they stop moving through the normal ranges of motion. Now, you can be considered stuck either out of alignment or stuck in neutral. It doesn't matter which, it will infringe upon that nerve and it will cause a cascade effect. So what will happen is it will stop moving through its normal range of motion. It'll lay down scar tissue, okay? Scar tissue is like glue. And that'll cause the joint to move even less and lay down even more scar tissue and cause even more muscle problems, and vice versa. It will continue to go down a downward spiral. So, you know, whether it is a muscle problem, it soon will become a nerve problem, and whether it's a nerve problem, it will also have a muscle involvement as well. So it's not usually simply, is it just a muscle problem? But a lot of people do come in here thinking that they just have a muscle issue, and I wish it really was that simple. This is why we do a very thorough examination, which is why we do a very thorough x-ray as well, if that's necessary, because we really want to see what's going on underneath and figure out and get the whole picture. All right? So that's pretty much it as far as it goes for today. We'll have you come back another time.
All right.